Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video with your host Kenkukun, and we're going to talk about the TWID, what used to be the TWAB, all right, and it forever will be to me. I covered this, and I covered part of this TWID in another video this week in Destiny, where I broke down some of the main parts of some of the changes that are coming to PvP. So they let us vote on maps, right? And when I seen the 3 maps we got to vote on for trials, I already knew deep down, without a shadow of a doubt, which map was going to win, right? Because of the voting. So people voted for Dead Cliffs. It was between Dead Cliffs and 2 others. It didn't matter what the 2 others were. We haven't seen Dead Cliffs in so long. Number one, a lot of people like this map. It's up there with Javelin 4. Number two, it's one of the most unbalanced maps in the game. All right. In fact, I think it is the most unbalanced PvP map in the game in any game mode. Now, with that said, I want to focus on this right here, and then I want to discuss my thoughts on this because I think this is just completely disconnected and out of touch from the just reality, not even from the players. The devs are out of touch with like just reality. They just don't care, I guess, is what I really want to say. All right, so as we've increased the prevalence and strength of some sandbox elements, the ability to clearly understand what is happening from a target's perspective has suffered. It is increasingly common to be defeated instantly or so quickly that there is no time to react, and often so many different things are happening that it's nearly impossible to determine the sequence of events that killed you. Um, so again, as it states, and I'll state it plainly, people have a tough time reacting accordingly when things start damaging them. They have a little time to react, right? It's the time to kill. So they're upping people's health bar overall, all of this, right? When a defeated player has difficulty recognizing and reacting how they were defeated, it creates a situation where it feels like there was nothing they could have done, which is true, making it hard to learn what to do better next time, right? It also places a strong focus. Let me highlight this. It also places a strong focus on being the one to deliver as many of these types of unreadable kills as possible while utilizing build crafting to avoid becoming the recipient. All right? Now, I want to focus on that part right there. While utilizing build crafting to avoid becoming the recipient. Another way to look at this is everyone's running the most powerful stuff because it's the easiest to get kills with, and that's usually what makes things the most powerful, right? What is the meta? The meta is usually the things that get you the kills the easiest in most any games. All right? So everyone's going to this one meta, right? And this is why they're having a shift in the sandbox, so to speak. All right? Now, this is not the first time Bungie has talked about where Bungie has wanted variety in build crafting. This is not the first time. The last time they talked about variety in build crafting, they did nothing to back up their talk. It was just nonsense from the mouth. What it sounded like was hollow words from the development team. All right? Once again, they're talking about variety in the game when it comes to build crafting, and it is hollow. It is as hollow as can be, and I'm going to explain to you why that is in a moment, guys. Let me switch over to the game. All right, so I switched over to some gameplay. I just got done playing a game, and I've been playing Trials for about 4 hours of this Friday where it came out. The map is Dead Cliffs. The first thing I noticed was before I even played the game, I watched some of my friends' streams on Twitch, and they were playing the game, and I seen that the flags were moving, and I seen the map couldn't have been any more imbalanced. I If you're gonna notice as I show you this gameplay, and we won't touch on all of it, but we'll touch on key points, that one side of the map, one spawn, has the biggest advantage over the other. It's not even close when it comes to the objectives. All right? This is laughable. So when they say things like, we want variety in build crafting, I'm going to explain how hollow that sounds with this map being put out this weekend. All right? and I'll explain why it's not the player's fault, it's Bungie's fault. So here's the map. Let me make sure I mute the sound. That way I'm not talking to myself while I'm talking to you guys. The map is Dead Cliffs. We spawn up. We spawn on the good side of the map, and we win this game, and I'm not complaining because we won. Oh, you won. Why are you complaining? I'm complaining because it's absurd that this even exists. This flag right here, we come out of our spawn and can get to this side of the map first. We can go to the right side, and you'll see it. We could go to the right side and get to that side first as well. We can get to every flag before the enemy team can ever make it under most circumstances. Now, if you've watched me play Trials, I run invis. I crutch it, and I'm gonna say it. I crutch invis. Everyone crutches something, right? It is what it is. It's how games are played. But as you can see, we're in this lane. We're at the flag, so inherently we should have an advantage over the enemy team because we are closer to the objectives. We can take it over, and we don't have to fight no more. We can just play defensively, right? Now, player skill, bad decisions, and whatnot, that's what's going to cost us games, right, or rounds. And this isn't like a 5-0 sweep either. If you look at the next round, I'm running Strand because if I don't run Strand here, all right, I switched over to Strand because I got tired of spawning in this spawn and not having a chance to get to the flag at least at the same time the enemy does. So I swapped the Strand and I put on Grapple, right? My go-to build for when I'm tired of getting to the engagement points late. I get to the lane and there's a sniper already looking at me and they just don't take the shot. So I put a lot of ground going forward just to have a chance at this flag, right? Again, it's practically the same setup. One side of the map has such a huge advantage over the other, right? We'll look at, and now we're going to look at heavy. Yeah, here, boom, same flag. We're here first, right? Like we get to, even without grapple, we get to be here first. I could just run. I could probably walk there faster, right? So we're going to go over to heavy round. We're on the disadvantage for heavy round, right? Again, I have to use my grapple to get out of the spawn to even have a chance to contest heavy. And there's a guy on it. I can't even stop to shoot the man, right? Because I'm being shot by their teammates. But I have no choice. It's either fight for the heavy in a disadvantaged situation or die, right? And then Bungie can't even do the courtesy of making the flag always on the other side towards our spawn and the heavy where it's at. They can't even do us that courtesy and be like, look, the spawn that gets closer to heavy, you have to choose. Do you want heavy or do you want to fight over the flag? And they could do both if they wanted to, right? But at least us in the disadvantage spawn could be like, well, I don't feel like racing out there to die over a 2-second heavy brick that I can barely contest. And I was forced to run the meta. It comes back to the meta, right? And I don't need to show any more footage outside of that, right? It comes back to the meta right there. Bungie said on their in their twid, right? And I'll say it, I'll read it one more time. It also places a strong focus on being the one to deliver as many of these types of unreadable kills as possible, while utilizing build crafting to avoid becoming the recipient. Translation: everyone's running the same stuff that's the most powerful and most easy to use because that's how they win the easiest, right? So there's less variety. And again, Bungie, this is not the first time they've said it. So why am I making this video? Like, what's the point? The point is, how do we come out with a map, right, and offer it to players to vote on? Yeah. And Bungie knows, someone has to know that this is super unbalanced. And it's been like this since the dawn of this map's existence. It's always been unbalanced ever since this map was created. It's never been balanced. Not in any game mode, not at any time of the year, not in any sandbox has this map been balanced. right? Not in 4s, not in 3s, not in Rumble, none of it. It all sucks, right? This whole map sucks. So now they give us flags with impossible options to deal with from one side of the map. So, as the thumbnail said, inconsistency with what they say, check. Lack of awareness, because maybe they don't know this. Maybe they just really don't understand balance in the game. Check. Maybe they just don't care. It could be all three. Check, right? You can't it's just too blatant. It's too blatant. All right. I'm not questioning Bungie's competency on how to develop the game, but I definitely question the character of the developers on just caring about the game when they know, even though they know it's the last, coming up on the last year of its life cycle. And people really just, like, why do you want us to hate it when it goes, bro? Why do you want players to just have a taste in their mouth when this is done? Is that what you want? Because that's what it feels like. And that's what it's felt like for a very long time. So I there it is. I got nothing else to say on it. Let me know in the comment sections below. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on it? Some people say, yeah, burn PvP down. Oh, this is a hilarious bubble. Side note, guys, if you want to know how to challenge bubbles and they're the only one who's alive, kiss the bubble. Don't walk in. Kiss. Straight line. And keep a straight line between you and him, bro. He had no chance. He had to come out to kill me. Oh, love it. All right. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Peace out. Thanks for your time, and I will see you guys later.